everyone, good evening. Welcome to this new session on words about environment. So, yes, I know I've told you vocabulary is something that you should never do from a list. Read a book, read a newspaper, read something, listen to TV shows or music or podcast, radio, and that is how you will increase your vocabulary because the kind of English that you're listening to or English that you're reading every day. One sec. Or the English that you're reading every day, from there you'll always come across some words that are unfamiliar to you. Okay, those are like not really very common, and you will note down those words, and from there you will make some notes, and that will become your repository of vocabulary. But having said that, there are always some topics that are a little bit more technical than others that involve a different kind of vocabulary, a different set of vocab, and that is the kind of vocabulary that you don't generally come across in your newspapers and TV shows. So one such topic is environment. Everything, ecology, environment, environmental problems. Like if you're someone who's an avid reader, you might come across this topic a lot, but people who are, working professionals, housewives, businessmen, they don't really come across this topic a lot. So I am here to help you not just with vocabulary but also how to talk about environment, like what is the content that you will fill in to make sure that you have enough to speak. So this is Aayushi Rajput. I'm going to be guiding you to talk about environment and some words that you can use when you do that. Welcome to this channel, Unacademy IELTS. So subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on any amazing content, and just hang in there. I'm going to come up with a lot of great content to help you clear your IELTS examination. And if there's anyone who still does not know about Unacademy or the Unacademy app, guys, install it. Like, you're missing out on a whole different universe if you're not on Unacademy. Install the Unacademy app. It's one of the largest learning platforms in the world, and just do that. Automatically you will understand everything. Okay, there's content on IELTS, UPSC, IT, NEET, etc. Like a lot of local exams as well, and experts, qualified teachers and experts to help you. Okay, on Unacademy we also have regular courses where we finish everything from test to practice, strategy, exam pattern, revision, and within a set of timeline. So for those plus courses, as we call it, you have to take a plus subscription. A 1 month subscription is only for 2,700 rupees, and on top of that you get a 10% off. A 10% off when you use this referral code, this code to take a discount, AAYUSHI. So instead of 2,700 rupees, you have to pay only 2,430 rupees. Similarly, a 3 month subscription, you will get a 20% off. So for more information about, referrals, subscriptions, course completion, IELTS, anything, contact me. You can contact me on Telegram. So yes, that is another benefit on Unacademy, that you will be in touch with your educators, like your teachers, your educators. You will be in touch with them. How? Well, there's an app called Telegram. Install Telegram. On Telegram, you'll find a channel. You have to search for it. Okay, IELTS by AAYUSHI. And there you can talk to me. You can ask me your doubts. Now guys, whenever you are asked a question on environment, you can divide it into 4 categories. And through these 4 categories, you can create your own content. First thing is to talk about the importance of environment. Example, it's a part 3 question, okay, in the speaking test, or it's a part 2 question in the writing test. What you will do, firstly, you need an introduction. What is environment? What is the importance of environment? Why is it so essential to human existence? What all constitutes environment, So what is environment? All the life around you, plants, animals, the earth, air, water, that is your environment. The air that we are breathing, that's environment. And clean and pure environment is essential for human existence. And why is this a very common topic? Because the world right now is going through a lot of changes. Our environment was very pure, and now it's becoming impure. Yes, there's a lot of damage that is being done to the environment. This is called environmental pollution. And this issue is very much in news. Like, you know how in Delhi, the air quality, the breathable AQI, air quality index, that has gone really high. That means it's dangerous for people to breathe air in some of the Indian cities. So that is why these topics are very current, very, you could say, in trend. Okay. So first thing that you could do is talk about the importance or the value of environment. Secondly, you could talk about the impact that all of this new change, modernization, industrialization, this has had on environment. How your new factories, bridges, railways, airplanes, houses, modern farming methods, use of pesticides, fertilizers, everything is polluting the air, water, soil around us. Okay. Hi, what is your name? Is it Jiddi? Jiddi? Hi, how are you? Uh, Now, secondly, after you've done that, you've talked about developments. You can talk about industrialization or pollution, how the Ganga River, it's also called Ganges, okay? So, how the Ganges is being polluted, how different rivers are getting polluted, how we don't have enough water to drink, there's scarcity of water, there's no good land, there's a lot of garbage, animals are dying, and most importantly you have such extreme weather patterns. Then you can talk about these things in detail. And here comes the problem. Okay, if you want to express something, like if you are a housewife and you want to say that nowadays the weather is very different. Earlier it used to be different. There used to be proper set of monsoons. Now you can see there are rains almost any time, and it's so hot nowadays. Earlier the even summers weren't that hot. So there is a word for it. Instead of using 3 4 sentences, we already have a scientific word, and that's called climate change. That's called global warming and climate change. How the temperature of Earth is increasing. The amount of CO2 accumulation is increasing on Earth, and that's why there's global warming and there's climate change. So that is why I'm here with this class. So you don't have to explain everything in long, long sentences. You can talk something meaningful and crisp when you're using specific vocabulary for environment, like ozone depletion, extinction of flora and fauna. What is extinction of flora and fauna? When animal species die, when there are different varieties of animals and plants, and due to the changes in the environment, they're dying. They're unable to survive. You know how tigers in India are just struggling to survive. Lions are struggling to survive. All the animals, all the wild animals, they're struggling. They need protection. So when their population is completely finished off, when their population is wiped off, when no animal is left, it's called extinction. So some plants and animals, flora are your plants and trees, fauna are your animals. So these species are getting extinct. Loss of biodiversity, same thing. We have a lot of different varieties of plants and animals. Now we have only few left. Melting of polar ice caps. You know how in the Arctic, Antarctic, especially in the North Pole, the ice is melting and that's raising the seawater. So polar bears and other Arctic animals, they're facing extinction. Then a lot of natural disasters like flash floods, droughts. What are droughts? Drought means सूखा पड़ जाना, जब बिल्कुल पानी नहीं होता. Drought is something that's common in India. So drought, flood, these natural disasters are happening because of environmental changes. Wildfires, something that's currently happening in Australia, that happened in Amazons a few months ago. Then resource depletion, same thing. Water level going down. Okay, you know what is water level? Like the amount of water that is inside the earth. When you dig a hole, earlier you could find water only within a few meters. Now you have to dig a very deep hole to find water. Yes. So that is called resource depletion. And your petrol is going to get exhausted, your diesel, all the non renewable sources of energy, they will deplete. So that's resource depletion, air pollution, and overpopulation. Population means the amount of humans, the amount of people living on this planet, living in this country. So a lot of people, the number of people living in this world is increasing day by day. So that's overpopulation. Then now when you've talked about the problems, yes, first we've talked about importance, like an introduction, then we've talked about new changes in this world, then we've talked about environmental problems, finally you can talk about solutions, like how can we solve these problems with protection, prevention, control, and keeping a cap on a carbon emissions. Now what are carbon emissions? That means everything that you're doing involves an amount of energy, and when you burn that energy, an amount of CO2 that you contribute to the environment, that is your carbon emission. Afforestation, planting more trees. What is the opposite word for afforestation? Deforestation. Down trees. Plastic ban, yeah, very common, very popular. We talk about plastic ban. Then renewable sources of energy. Renewable means that can be renewed, that can become new again and again. How? Like sunlight, using solar energy, okay, or using hydropower. So these are renewable sources of energy. You can talk about them. So you see, these are some specific words like renewable, afforestation, emissions. These are some words that you will learn here only. And again, of course, conservation of species, like creating zoological parks, creating wildlife sanctuaries or national parks, so that we protect our environment and we protect our wildlife and plants, animals, etc. And population control is also extremely important. So these are four categories in which you can talk about environment: importance, development, problems, and the solution to those problems. Now there are some more words like wildlife. I've made a list of all the common words that can come. So after this class, what you'll do is I'll replay all of these one by one, and you'll just pause the video and understand each of them very deeply and try to learn them, try to understand the meaning, try to use them. And if you face any doubts when you do that, what you will do? You will install Telegram and you will talk to me on Telegram. You'll ask your doubts on Telegram. IELTS by Aayushi. You have to search this channel on Telegram. Okay, just write at the rate in the beginning and you can search this channel. Even if you don't write at the rate, still you can search this channel, IELTS by Aayushi. I think you will also find the link of the channel in the description. Probably, let me just see. Yes. Or you can follow me on Unacademy, guys. And I think after a while, the link of the channel will also be available. So you can talk to me there as well. Yeah. So yes, these are some common words like biodiversity, species, endangered species. Yeah. So species means, how there are different species of cat, like your house cat. Then there are wild cats, there are tigers, there are different cats in different countries. So those are all species, like where the genome or the genetic structure is very similar to each other, but there are some minor changes. And then they're endangered. Why are they endangered? Because very few animals or plants of that species are left. They can die. All of them will all of them will, finish. Like they will no longer be left on earth. So when very few animals are left, and if they also die, then those animals will be vanished, like they'll vanish from earth. That means species that are endangered. And when they actually get over, when no member of that species is left, it's called extinction. So first stage is endangered, second stage is extinction. Then emission, global warming, carbon footprint, and many more words. Just join me on Telegram, guys. This is the link of the Telegram channel. This is the link of the Telegram channel. This is the name of the Telegram channel. This is SHI. Yes. This is the name of the Telegram channel. Find me there and install the Unacademy app. Follow Aayushi Rajput on Unacademy so that you don't miss any lecture on IELTS. Because on Unacademy, We have structured courses. I'm finishing the entire syllabus within 1 month. And if you're someone who's weak in English, first of all, focus on English, improving your grammar. And students who use my referral code AYUSHI, they get personal speaking interviews on Telegram, so that I can check and see like how good or bad are you at speaking. And you can make a group with my other plus students, so that you people can practice speaking together every day. And you can send me your writing samples on Telegram and I'll check them. You can send me your writing samples on Unacademy also. And on Unacademy, we have dedicated doubt clearing sessions, like classes where nothing is done, only doubts are cleared. So utilize that. So if you're someone who's really serious about their IELTS examination, who want to score good, who want to crack the exam, so Unacademy is the right platform for you. Bye bye guys. I see you later.